Couldn't believe all the throw up, man. He threw up like really bad, bro. All right, you can't do that. Stop pulling your water bucket over, bro. You bugging. Let me put this over there. Hold on. Please don't go running and ripping and all of this, man, because it's not clean and everything, okay? Agreed? Open the window. Come on. Roll that up and get rid of it since you busted it with your nails. All right. Wouldn't you like to be my neighbor? realize I was the very first one to have them in 7s. And you know what? It's funny. Native Americans think it's about them, and they don't even get the 7 based upon the principles with Nike out of Patterson, New Jersey, Newark, Delaware, Philly. You know, when you start talking that 5% of stuff, they don't get it. But it's in 7. But them fake Jews know all about it. You can't make this up. It's like they be taunting them, knowing good and well. No, let me tell you something, man. You know what's pathetic with these little? They're 1% of the damn population, right? We make them. We actually make the Native Americans. We give them a great number. I've been on 12 reservations, and I'm looking at all the little half-breed Mongol and melanated us, the actual autochthonous, right? Bloodlines. I remember talking to a Native American woman, says, because I was with one of my brothers from so-called Africa, right? I said, hey, would y'all date one of them? They said, hell no. I said, why do y'all keep marrying us? Why do y'all keep having babies with us? She was so freaking quiet. Even the Pelicans were sitting there looking. I says, why is it so hard to conceptualize in 1776, 1835, that they were bringing y'all here on boats? Women raped who they pillaged, and the men who they fought, and then those who were subjugated by way of the Vatican, the fake Vatican, the fall of Tartary, the last enclave, the old world. And it set up boarding schools to which they weren't boarding schools. The first ones were done by the Spaniards to learn our language. We built it. And down in Florida, Seminole, Florida, where these Pelicans and Mongols were playing our people. I've been to 3 of them. One that's still existing in the old quarters down there, not that far from Ripley's, from the fort. I talked with a couple of old heads who knew exactly what I know. It's amazing that people have a hard time accepting that they were the actual slaves. Indentured. It's not hate. We didn't do it. Hell, we invented everything you're using. You walk like us. You talk like us. You move like us. Majority of the movies are based on us. But because of your ignorance, what was done to your great-great-great-grandmammy, and sometimes great, you have a hard time arguing the fact of those who know. I wish they come on in here with all that goofy rebel rousing they be trying. That don't mean nothing. They couldn't beat us with if we had both hands behind our backs. And here we had a time of rebel call, and you got rebel rousing Sephardic and crypto fake ass Jews who don't know their true identity and what happened to their ancestors, still talking about wobble. You goddamn right. If you want to say Hebrew, Indian, blah, 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 yeah, you got it right. That's all of us. We always been on this motherfucker. Fuck around and find out. They won't come here arguing that shit. I told y'all, be ready for the AMs. It don't always have to be a whole lot of swearing and stuff, but this ain't swearing. They got y'all broken. This ain't swearing. Shit, fuck, motherfucker, don't mean nothing. And then when you break it down, the consonants and everything else, and you realize where the words come from, then you open your horizon. And I'm not going to do that for you. You've got to do that yourself. My beard looking crazy. I just brushed it, y'all. Y'all excuse me. Attempting to get my tea right. Had to pull something out the dryer. Some dandelion root tea. This one tastes different from the one I usually use ToLU'S Cherokees, because hers is dandelion root. It's the real thing. The stuff that them Hindus be making, they flip and flop all the time to the beckoning of their masters, like Black Rock. Well, all the people you saw meeting this Chinese whatever, the people who they want to establish the next idea of, you know what I'm saying, rulership. We're not ruled by nobody, goddammit. But the problem is, most of the world are very ignorant to who we truly are, because you got these little fractured monkeys running around on our soil. Yesterday, I was at the gun range, right? This little Jew boy, gay as can be, come in there, skinny, from San Francisco, been living here for 4 years. Obviously came right before the so-called vote so they could sway the votes. This was done on purpose. He didn't know that we all stand there looking at him. He's talking about, oh, I gotta wait. Yeah, the same motherfuckers you work for don't want you to have a gun. They know you's they know you's a crazy. You better go get a gun the best way you can. You're gonna get denied. They're denying your fingerprints and everything. You're the problem. They're the ones riding around, the old motherfuckers in these cars, dropping off these Hindus and Africans all around in the Airbnbs here, and then the Chinese are giving them rent because they believe these are going to be ones for the UN who are going to work to clean up. And they're walking around, they all of a sudden got jobs and everything. It's no hate. What I'm saying is, when you work behind the scenes and you're governed by those over you who pick particulars to work and do a thing, if you think nobody's paying attention while they're slowly putting you to sleep. Hold on. Oh yeah. No sweet, no honeys, no maple syrup. Oh my goodness. Oh. I can't wait to show y'all the mushroom burger I'm going to have this afternoon. Oh, my breakfast. And caramelized onions. Oh, it's phenomenal. Spicy too. Hold on. Oh, that's phenomenal. Anywho, as I was saying, excuse the lighting. I'm not using great light. Let me just turn that crap off. You see me or you don't see me. You can hear me. I appreciate everybody coming over, new subscribers. This is not about hate. We need our brothers and sisters to wake up. When I was explaining to some of these Mongolians out here, they're not even the original Mongolians, because the original Mongolians look like us. Definite. Trust me on this. People don't want to accept the reality of what the Ashkenaz have been doing since the 2nd and 3rd century. They're not even the real Ashkenaz. But let's say they are, by the narrative painted. They've told on themselves, and nobody wants to read the Bible. I asked all these people on this horseshoe, what they call Bible Belt, right, row. And it's like, do you know who the Jews are? And every once in a while they go, yeah, the guy's wearing the black hat. I'm like, so you don't even read the Bible, that you just go and listen to a bunch of people rebel rouse. That's what you do. When I first came here, I said in a few of those churches I got up on left. I was like, and then people knew me. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It ain't no different, just on the other hemisphere. I says, why is it that y'all have a hard time paying attention to what it states? I was talking to a brother I met who's from LA, whose family is originally from Mississippi, right? He dropped the vehicles. He was a gun enthusiast, and we were chatting, and Matt, my brother, Native American, Air Force brother, he said the same thing. We're all family, we're all related. Matt, Navajo, he said the same thing and I didn't condition him. He's been in the military. He knows we're all family. It's just that you got these other individuals in prison, drug addicts, and a certain camaraderie, agent, agenda-filled individuals who have been paid to do what they do. If you give them any sway or and you don't know what to say, or you just want to argue and meme somebody to death, don't waste your time. If you can't text out orally and pull up and based upon facts, and it's not that you got to prove it to anybody, because see, they have to believe something. You should just know. All right, it's not hate. Majority of the pale skins and the Mongolians, the Mongols are one of the same people. They have our bloodline though, and they were lied to and deceived. They come from the Greater Tartary, and we're talking about the place called Africa that had castles and kingdoms that had to be destroyed. King Leopold and about 12 other so-called fictional kings went there. You care about King Leopold because that's the one they want to throw front and center street. What about Rudolph? Reich? What about all of them? Huh? We're talking about all together. They probably murdered over damn billion people. But you don't hear that. Because they don't want you to know that. They want you to still be talking about some damn fake ass 6 million over in Germany. When I should know I got the Dutch bloodline, right? Of the whitewash narrative, right? A little darker, but the first to be contempt and to being destroyed. And that's why it's important to know that Algonquins, we had founded those lands with brethren and kinfolk. Why do they have a hard time? How can you dismiss a life of lies if you have consummated a relationship and you've lived it? How can you deny it? There are pictures in Alamy of the original people of Hawaii, Fiji. We can keep going. And look today. I remember when I was in Hawaii, they called me Holly. I said, man, I was getting ready to knock dude out. I said, but I'll give you a spam heart attack. I said, boy, you don't know the relationship that I have with the original people of this land. We got real quiet real quick. Samoa. Everywhere. And it ain't like people don't know. And they don't get the rage that they're absconding and they're permitting to build. They think that they can squash it? Are you kidding me? Without us, Vietnam wouldn't have been a twinkle in their eye. World War II would have ended quicker than you could think. I'd have rather been speaking German than the history we have now. Must I go on? 20 years overseas, that war wasn't meant for us to win. These fake generals and stars and everything else, they are part of the problem. They are all inclusive. If we really wanted to, we could have wiped out, based upon the biography of war and hate, we could have wiped them out in months. But because you have special forces that's showing themselves that now acting like on little special yellow buses instead of the great men that they've aspired to become, except for people like, 5 or 7 and certain people, there's people out there who are actually really good and they see it for what it is. They've chosen the light over the murders and the death to go back to religion, and I have no problem with that. It's respect and love on our foundations. Right now, because what I'm saying, they're hiding it. Because everybody knows that I've gone live. This is how cowardly they are. They're scared. Hey, what's going on? Oh, grandma, hey, what's a little, oh, Mikey, original. You know what I'm saying? They're scared. And yeah, it's early. I wanted to get it in early. But it's not so early. It's 2-hour difference, right? Let me turn this crap off. I'm going to read a little bit of Behold the Pale Horse, you guys. I'm tired of seeing these arguments, man. Instead of people coming together, it's just the bull crap. And then the majority, 98%, don't know real history. Everybody that knows me, and Snoo ain't in here, and Big Jersey, them know I've been doing this since I was in middle school, getting beat. I mean, bully beat down. I fight, and most people couldn't beat me square one. But I wasn't known for fighting adults unless I got tired of listening to the lies. My great grandma used to say, I used to come on and say, Grandmama Tent, they saying you a liar. The fuck? You don't believe, yo? I'd be like, why you hit me? And I was smart to go, why you hit me after all I've been through? Baby, why would I lie to you? And then she would sit me down. She pulled out this old big ass churchy looking calendar. You know, them big old ones that had all the dates in it. And she would mark on top. She say, see, this is the year I was born, 18, blah, blah, blah. This is the year my papi and my mammy were born. This is the year my great-greats was born and my great-great-greats. We had great cities here. She has it written down. I don't even have it no more. I don't know. I might have got drunk. I don't know what happened to it. It had all her writing on it. And when she moved from down south up north, because of what was going on with the Shouse plantation, which it wasn't a plantation, it was our grand home, and I can't even tell you how big it is. She migrated up north. There was a plan in the works. I can't go into that. And she worked for the very people who were subjugating our people to the ill wills of this world and continents, bringing people here, burying people in certain incubators and stuff, and giving them identities. And the boarding schools weren't boarding schools. You got to remember, the very first one was them learning from us, those who were first coming over here, who were Sephardic, who were Ashkenaz Spaniards, not the Morenos, not the real original ones. People who know us. The Portuguese, the original Portuguese, you can't even find them no more. They're all these crypto Jews, these pale skins. And women, why they got big butts, why you think they got big butts and breasts. But you look at their face, if they haven't gotten plastic surgery, you'll see us right in their face. But they'll lie because they believe having that long, defective, straight hair and all that other crap, it's just comes with the territory. Do I have to read this again? If it wasn't real, why would they have to murder and suicide his wife and himself? Why would they have to put a hit out on this man right here down in Arizona in Phoenix. Why would they have to murder these people? There's about several others who have been murdered who wrote the truth. And so what they do is they get it and they change it. It's already out there. Then we waste the time killing the people. That's how stupid they are. They didn't slow down shit. It actually picked up. Maybe they wanted to because it still has a lot of truth. We know the earth ain't round. We know it's flat. We know the majority of stuff are in big, great tanks. I've seen them. All right. Y'all can't even imagine the size of these goddamn tanks with these space vehicles and shit and all the movie motherfuckers and cameras and rails, and y'all can't even imagine. And then they think they're going to be all right. They think somebody's going to go, oh, we got one here who's betraying everybody. We're going to go ahead and make it all right. They're going to be sergeants in arms and in charge of the new batch of people who are being born. They're going to be the overseers. That's not how it's going to work. They're going to get rid of your goofy asses too. Oh. I think, should I turn that light back on? This lighting, it's the phone. Remember they was doing this up here downstairs? The lighting is better. It's not because of the lighting in the room. The lighting here is decent. It's not. I'm not here to get it in power, but yeah, let's go and put a little like that. Whoa, damn, that is. Let me pull this up, man. The you know, it takes cowards to do what they do, and people say no, there's no way in the world. That's a lie. I'm like, okay, well, you believe what you want to believe. You know, believe what you choose. If you want to believe that, then go right ahead. Let me see, where's it at? I'm going to be reading it and we're going to tone it down. But right now I have to do what I have to do, people. If you can handle it, stay. If you thought your mommy and daddy or your children's going to sit here, this is not one for them. All right, beloveds, I set up a podcast for the Saturday, I believe for 5:15. Let me see, where is it at now? Okay. Oh yeah, y'all gonna like this one. I've shared this before, but I'm gonna show y'all because the more they lie about everything. You know, I mean, when I told people about the movie Holiday Inn with Bing Crosby and what's her name, you know, showing you exactly who Lincoln was, they say blackface, which is a disrespect by the very Zionist fucktards who are scared, who keep messing with everything. They're cowards, man. How can you think you're gonna be a man and you running up at other men and the women and everything else? What do you think? First of all, how you going to think you're going to force something on people? But check it out. When your ass get ready to go to the hospital and you done had your shit removed, you can't go to the gynecologist. You got to go to the urologist, because you're still a nigga. Same thing, vice versa for these women running around, all right, who are confused and conflicted. You know, I'm sad. Sorry about the abuse. It's saddening to my heart. All right, it is saddening to my heart. But the reality is, it is what it is. No matter what you say and what these perverted professors and everybody else convince you to believe, that's nothing. I can't do nothing with that. That's a disease that you got to work off yourself. And I've seen literally people who changed their lifestyles, got themselves together, and they realized Pineal Clan cleared up. I'm serious. Research them. Look for them on YouTube. Got themselves together and go, wait a minute, what have I been doing? They are conflicted. Then they speak and they even write about the abuse by their sorry ass uncle during the Vietnam era, molesting them on that dope and that coke. You know, their grandpa coming home drunk, can't even see his own face with his face, but all he can do is touch some little boy or girl's booty, right? Some sick disease stuff, man. Okay. Where do I talk that nigga? Oh, okay. Here we go. Now y'all gonna think this is funny, but I'm gonna show you this again. I can make a post, but I want you to understand. Who remembers little buckwheat? This is how them fake ass Jews played with your heads. See, I used to watch Little Rascals. I love it. Oh, the pirate one. When I get that old pirate, I'm going to hit him like this. I'm going to hit him like that. I'm going to hit him like that. I'm going to hit him like this. I'm going to hit. You know, that's memories. Engineer. Wait a minute. People think it's all a game, right? But the funny thing is they put it in your face because they know the majority of the people who they've given some fake identity of whiteness to are going to run with it. When I told people Einstein was a nigger, they said, no way. Because see, this is the picture they and his wife. This is the picture they run with. Okay? Let me see. This is him. And when he was out in East Orange, New Jersey, he used to perm his hair, and he used to have sisters who did his hair. Wasn't no pale skin doing his hair. You want me to show this little what a Sephardic? Yes, the Sephardic, not a crypto Jew, look like, who probably has some Shemitic bloodline of our ancestors in Europe because of the wars. That's his wife. She's a little nigga, all right? Little mixed blood. She starts looking a little Mongol, don't she? That's your boy, Einstein, with a big ass fro on his head, right? I can show you people today who are in the mainstream. And we're not talking about the ones whose daddies is white and mammies is black, you know, like the guy who just left from bodybuilding, Willer, and now is from powerlifting, now is doing, bodybuilding. There's a whole slew of them. Hold on. Think it's a game, right? Easier to fool people than to convince them they have been fooled. Mark Twain, I love his quotes. People have a hard time dealing with the reality of this, but I'm a person that gets into Sun Tzu and all, and all that stuff. I love philosophy. Okay, where is it at? This is what Hollywood did. They took Jay Silverheels, right, who was born Harold Smith, and they made this nigga. This is how they fooled the world. So that, and because you didn't hear about nothing about no God, there was no Native Americans over there in the tribes on the East Coast when I was growing up. It was nothing but brothers and sisters. Then all of a sudden, somewhere in the 80s and 90s, these mugs rearing their ugly heads and these half-white hybrids. Now, pale skins have gotten a bad drip because some of them are Negroes and they don't even know it. I mean, remember now, Harold Smith was supposed to be a Mohawk Canadian, and we know that the Mohawk were based on their head. Was no flat hair until Mohawk. It was big froze cutting the Mohawk to remind of the Tartarian stuff as far as some of the helmets and stuff worn on certain lands. But they had to fake that history and create all these different diasporas of the world. The fall of Tartary was centuries, y'all. It didn't happen overnight. I figured people would have figured it out by now. Obviously, I've been doing this longer than most. It's not the parts of the Bible I don't understand that bother me. It's the parts I do understand. I mean, when Mark Twain quoted that and I had that Frederick Douglass statement about the Christians, and this is what troubles most people. When they hear this, they go, wait. But they will not read. And the ones that read will only seek things to comfort them in the moment of their pain, instead of reading it in its entirety and seeking understanding and the depths of its understanding. But everybody I sit down and talk with, they start quoting stuff, and I'm like, oh, we got one. Okay. And I don't push it. When I see what they got one, I just let it be. Hold on. Okay, 6, 10, 25. Most complete Penum geography. You gotta excuse me, guys. Just want to make sure of something. I'm in my PDFs, mind you. Excuse the lighting. I said, let me bring this down. Because it's just the way it is. Yeah, that might be I could open the window, but then the light would be in my back. So Dr. John Culver, Master of Christ College in Cambridge, the Compendium of Geography in the Whole World. Now, this is the one this is a book that I'm actually going over. a most complete compendium of geography. Now, this is based on the Grand Tartary and America specifically. So-called America. I don't even call this place America. I just don't. Nor do I recognize some United States. I have let go of every. You know why I see more? 20 years ago, I let go of, in conversation, I say U.S. But y'all usually see my which card I put nowhere. Or I put Arizona, or I put North America. Ugh. But when you come to start knowing these things, that your body starts rejecting the lies. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me 4/142. Sorry to send. Tartary. It's hard to read, people. It's very hard to read. Just bear with me. Tartary is the greatest country in the world, lying on the east of Ruffin and north of Persia, India, and China, situated between the 83rd and the 180th degree of London and between the 39th and 77th degree of latitude, being in depth from the borders of Africa to the east, parts of Cathay, about 4,200 miles, and the breadth from the south parts of Maranala to the north parts of Tartary de Ferta is about 2,000 miles, containing the ancient provinces of Scythia, Sardinia, and the greatest part of Samaria, Aphiatica, with a little of old Persia. It has remained unconquered under federal governments till anno of 166. I told you between the second, the third, 10, it was when these bastards started murdering people. That's why they had to add 1,000 years, because we're not in 2023. The Tartars and obscure people overran this country and effected a monarchy which still remains, but a good part of it has fallen away. The emperor is called the Great Cham of Tartary, Cham, who was also the famous country of China. Some part of it is under the Rufians, the rest under several independent princesses. The imperial seat is the Chambalu, as it has toppled. The inhabitants are both Mohammedites and pagans, and in some places all Mohammedans, in others all pagans, which seems to be in most esteem. They don't use S's, it's F's and V's. Excuse me, y'all. Here are also some chieftains of the Neftorian sect. Their language is the Tartarian, very boisterous and clamorous, almost famed with the Turkish, having from some mixture of Persian and Scythian words. In some places, they use the Persian tongue. The chief commodities are sable martens and other furs, silks, camlets, phlox, great store of rhubarbs, musk, cinnamon, and etc. The silk line, all the oils and stuff. It is divided into 5 great parts. Tartaria deserted the moth, what prince bordering on Rufia, about 1,700 miles. It gets into all the lanes and everything else. Al-Azad, see, this is where we get into, because this is what people consider the Moors. Well, the term Moor, if you use it as a way that they rewrote it and then run with it, because that's what I keep hearing. Moors have nothing to do with it. They were part of the Great Tartary, just like Rome. The Romans, the soldiers, the elites, the Tartars, everything. Hold on here. There's a lot here. It's hard to read, but I'll be reading it. It's just right here reading it to you. It's a whole different thing. When you think of ancient Scythians, remember we showed you who the true Scythians were and everything? That's just one part, okay? Told you niggas were the original people in China, and so New Age China, New Age Japan, created in the 6th century. Or you want to call it the 1600s, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Stay, if you believe in that, go on. When you think about Mongol or Magog, the true old Tartary on the north of Turkestan, about 1,800 miles, and see, they weren't enemies. We were all related. That's why I say we're all related. This is a great divide that you have no idea about. But you refuse because of what they've done to you in your little world you've lived in for such a short time. So let's go back to the very top. Okay, let me see. Persia. When we're talking about the Mohammedans, still based on Tartary, regardless of what people believe. Because they were first dealing with seal skins and all that kind of shit. And it wasn't part of the ancient ways. It's the perversion of these motherfuckers coming in. All right? Because the original Persians didn't look like nothing what they do today. I can't see in the book you can make it out better. I can't pronounce the words. On the southeast of Sebulon, 470 miles, the ancient Dranglan and the civil of Markham on the south. And this includes 2 provinces of Circa. Let's tap out of this one. Let me pull up the other one, guys. Hold on. Because this is the way it is, bro. It's hard to see it. All right. Okay. Y'all think I'm kidding when I'm talking about the writings, huh? You think you should? Y'all, I do this. I sit up for hours, and this is what I do. I go over this stuff, and I'm reading this stuff, and I'm like, you can't make this up. And people going, where the hell you find this stuff at? I find it where you don't. I don't know any other way to say it, okay? No, I'm just being honest. I find it where you can't find it. That's all I can say. Hold on. Is that you, boy? Okay, here we go. You gotta excuse me, guys. I'm taking my time with this. I'm not rushing for nothing or no one, because this is important stuff. I want to make sure that, I'm using references of sources, because I know some of you will be like, I need a reference in the source. And I am your goddamn reference in your source. And if you have a hard time dealing with that, yeah, you really are a minion. You really don't know who you are. And I told you the warning's going to get spicy. What the fuck, man? Okay, where's that? No. Oh, they really be in here, don't they? All right, hold on. Hold on. Okay, we got it now. I guess it was slow loading up. I had some attorneys get in touch with me. What do you mean no bar exam? I says that's what it says. Go look it up. I even pulled it up where it's actually, I said, based on, and this is the hidden stuff, as far as people becoming attorneys. They're doing that because they want judges. Right now, you have people in Louisiana, you have people in Georgia, you have people in Texas, you have people in Phoenix who are Africans. They're not even American citizens on the goddamn police force. And you niggas still running around all goofy, and you pale skins don't get it. They will fuck you up based on what they've learned. And that's because of these goddamn fake ass Jews all throughout the system. I'm not spinning no lies, so they can say that, goddamn it, I know what I'm talking about. The cowards will feel some kind of way, which I don't give a fuck, because they believe in their own bullshit. Hold on. I'll get there in a minute. Just hold on. I'm driving y'all, ain't I? See how I'm controlling the narrative? It's not even about what you think. Okay, where are you at, nigga? Nope. Nope. Occupant art. Nope. Esoteric. Is it? Okay, it's not you. That's not that one. Definitely not that. The fuck. Oh. They had, what? They were charging me $27 for a web page I never created. These fucking monkeys, man. They will rob you if they think you're not paying attention. They think you old and crusted or some dumb, goofy shit. These motherfuckers are dumb, man. Y'all not listening to me, and you're not taking advantage of it while you can. Okay, let's get rid of that. star forts. No. Damn it. Okay. Never was. Lost Empire of Tartaria. The theory that a grand empire once spanned Eurasia and perhaps even North America. They have to take the truth and they must dispel it. But because there's so many who actually know of its existence and are still in touch with many of its history, its real artifacts. Now they have to have the idiots come along, the ones that y'all argue with on Facebook and Instagram and TikToky and all that other stuff, to no avail. You know, they're ignorant. They're not going to know no better. And it says the theory that a grand empire once spanned Eurasia and perhaps even North America. You got to remember when you're dealing with people like Jean Paulette, you remember who you're dealing with. Now it'll say 1754. It's 754. Are you catching it now? Because around 827 is when they started changing history. You know, 820, everybody still knew the earth being flat. But they will tell you in their fictional books going back to the 13th century, which is all a lie. It erases them. It erases what they've done to the women, what has happened to the men in their sleep, sitting at dinner halls, eating poison, and then how they got rid of the bodies. Oh, okay. You think all them bones up under the so-called fake Vatican just happened to buy, but just appear stacked orderly like that out of nowhere? That's our people, our ancestors, you dumbasses. Great men. Why else you think they come over here murdering our people and burying them in the backyard and up under the houses in the so-called South? Now they even creating little so-called black Canadian channels, pale skins, dumb peckerwoods, who are your enemies. Not all pale skins, but these certain ones would keep the graft and the lie going. When I tell you that some of these buildings go down at least 100 meters, y'all have a hard time believing that, huh? But you see, lately, everything's been popping up that shows you otherwise. Let me see if I can find it in here because it's just hard to pull it up, guys. It's not hard to pull it up, but it is. It's, okay. And remember I told you this was not called America. I have always known it as Atria. That's it. But it has names before that. Okay, let's see here. You can't pronounce it, right? But here it is. It's really scrapped. I'm going to have to, let me see if I can enlarge it a little bit. I'm going to hold it up. If you want to take a screenshot and see if you can figure it out, I'll let you do the work. I actually kind of know what it says, but I don't want to get into that. But when you get into the Sablostans, the Drangiana, these are places that exist but don't exist as they were. Macron. Shit. Joe, it's all here. And this is talking about Great and the Republic of Tartary. Y'all think this is a game? You want to know the truth about Persia? Hold on. Let's see what they say about Persia. And then you're like, what is that? What is that? Hold on. Hold your horses. Contains two other primitive visuals, Cucumis for a Georgian. So when I tell y'all Russia's actual name was Georgia, and that Prussia was actually Germany and in Britain, people have a hard time dealing with that. The Abkhazarians. You want to speak about the Atlanteans? When you're talking about the real Phoenicians and so forth. Sedona. Why do we have a Sedona, Florida, a Sedona, New Mexico, Sedona, Arizona, when you don't even know the truth of the world you live in? Because you want to argue with motherfuckers who don't. You ask them, what did y'all invent? What did you make? What culture you talking about somebody's appropriate? You think I want to do some fucking goofy ass jingle dancing, motherfucker? We wore shells, nigga. We didn't wear tobacco lids, curved, and motherfucking animal guts and shit. No, we wore seashells that made a perfect harmonic balance between 7 and 8 hertz. And we wore it with hemp and bamboo reeds. Our clothes were made of hemp and shared cotton and wool. Man, he's so hard, but he's so hard. No, I know what to do. I know how to weed out the weak. I know how to challenge the goofy and bring in the victors. So, Ariak, Yok, Argina, on the west of Corfus, 700 miles, 460 of anciently called Parthia, the Parthenogene. Huh? What do you think? Caspian, Nohant. Now, if DJ was here, he could break these words down. I mean, I can't. I'm not here to do that. And the thing is, when you want to talk about Assyria, Media, Salmas, or whatever, all these different names they had back then, how they've broken them up and they had to hide what has happened, the old world. How many of y'all saw the people that with so-called President Z? Y'all see all the motherfuckers there? People you trust and believe in? Look at this motherfucker out in California. Y'all still listening to these punk motherfuckers talking about you can't have guns like in New York? And these goofy ass costume character motherfuckers who want to enforce something because they're just good little fucking puppets and they don't know what they're doing, but some do. Y'all keep want to listen. All right, so you want to know what this is? If you want to download the PDF, that's what it is. I had this for a long time since the internet came up. I had it. I used to read it on microfiche, which was very hard to do. On microfiche, it was hard to read it. So yeah, I've been and still having a hard time sometimes because of the print. And they do that on purpose. You know, when you want to talk about the Turks in Europe and all that other stuff and what was really going on and who first took the Turkey identity, didn't we already cover that? This has no relationship to this, except for an Ashkenaz telling you the truth of history, which is still skewed. Y'all still want to ignore Bonacci, right? But he's not the only one. There's hundreds of thousands who tell you they just don't all say nothing on here. Okay, let me go back up to the top. That's like 190 pages. Hold on. Okay. So this is a most complete compendium of geography, general and special, describing all the empires, kingdoms, and dominions in the whole world, showing their bounds, situations, dimensions, ancient and modern names, history, government, religions, languages, commodities, divisions, subdivisions, cities, rivers, mountains, lakes, with their I can't even get that word right. Archbishop-like universities. Now, they incorporated religion because, you know, there's no origin to it. They have to, in order to put stuff out, and based upon when this was created, they have to still keep the mind fucked. And I know some of you are going, wait a minute. Go and look it up, Google it. You want to know the dates and the times, go and Google it. I'm not going to do all of it here because my thing is, even though I'm still deciphering a lot of it, and I have been for a long time, you too should probably have a hand and a foot in on it, okay? People are like, how does he find this shit? Just don't even worry about it. I told you I've been reading. I've been doing this for a long time, man. Okay? A very long time. Let me do this right here right quick. A long time. Y'all just don't worry about that. Don't believe in something. Just giving energy to knowing. Hold on. That's what you should be doing. Okay? Lawrence Eckert, a most complete compendium is a book. Would I buy it? I don't know. Uh, depending on what they have done. I mean, the one book I would get that would be worth something is over $1,000, y'all. And that's in Abe's books. Now the other one could be, I would spend the $750. But as far as the $55 and the $17, I would say if you can't get the full thing for $6,000 to $10,000, you're not getting nowhere near. You're getting rewrites, just like all these different Bibles. Yes, the original book is much more than that, and you can't even see it. The one that's the original one, Google it and pull it up. You'll see for yourself. Hey, baby, what's up? Hey, Marcus, what's going on, beloved? Pull the stuff up, man. I'm not going to sit here dribbling through all this, but if you want to know, that's the reason why I'm dealing with the PDF, and I have been for the last 20 years. Yeah, I've been dealing with the PDF, that very one right there from my college and everything else. And so if you want to hear people talk about Tartary, huh? Reason why they have to dismiss America, because it's the real original old world. When the people were sitting there going, how did Daniel learn to build those buildings that still stand through all those earthquakes? Well, there's no nails. There's no bolts. It's all wood. There's dowels. They float. And it's the Hatak people. The people who went to check on our brothers over there, who handed off the fighting scrolls and everything else of armament when they knew that these things would happen from the oracles, from the dreams, and the seers who could see. It was too late by then. They were some of the first people crushed besides the islands. The women taken, mercilessly raped by these bastards, and new babies made, and some enslaved with a 50-year period to be married off. And then they went to the next with these newborn fake history having motherfuckers and conquered the next group. The slow succession of the fall of Tartary. When they arrived. Mikey Cox, we are woke. I'm just hollering out the people have come in, shouting y'all up. Six Ball, Hearts Allegory, got you, beloved. It's good to see you guys up in here. I guess Rondo might be, I don't know, he might be heading over to, what, unless they got that fixed. Anyway, it's number love, people. No disrespect, no hate, no malice. It's not about that. But damn it, you can't see what's laid out in front of you. They're in your face. They're attempting to kill you. You can't make this up. It's like, and they're not even going on overtime because they're attempting to keep some things. I'm going to be straight up with you. I went to the Chinese restaurant, and I know a Chinese guy, and he says, the people, pay attention, James. It's a good friend of mine. He says, pay attention, James. I can't say what he owns or whatever. Those guys that are ordering food or ordering is coming from the back. They're not eating from the buffet. And if they do, it might be the rice and maybe some vegetables. I said, you know what? I went there because the people know me. They love the fuck if I do the kung fu. I says, you know what I noticed? I'll be watching them everywhere they go. Yesterday, I was looking at certain individuals, how they shop. I did it again. I had to go to Safeway, you know, drop tea off her Mel. Remember in the video? And I watched how they gathered and they chatted. And the man's going like this and they're going like this. And they're in the produce section. they got like a handful of shit. And not really hardly, and then they leave. I'm like, who the fuck was they living on? So I make it my business to go to certain restaurants and watch what people order. These people are instructed on what to eat and what not to eat. While our people are running around, I'm looking at real Rambo J. He always going to some damn Chick-fil-A. Does he know what he's even eating? Of course I comment on his. I was like, well, do you know what you're eating? But this is the insanity of it. And how does this new age individuals take off with this African-American bullshit? Jesse Jackson is a goddamn card-carrying Cherokee member, you fucking morons. Farrakhan is full of shit. He's done some great shit getting people together, but he has misled them. And he won't sit there and say what Martin did. I led my people into a burning house. Because, see, it is true. Let me see if I can pull it up. It is true. Those niggas from Newark, always from Newark or New York or somewhere, Philly or Chicago, some old sorry ass or Cali, LA, or some old worthless ass niggas betraying their own. Stop. Hold on. You got to remember he was 39 years old. I listened to, the brother that was a comedian that ran for president that was fasting. They said he probably died because of fasting, which was a fucking lie. We were talking about, in the Audubon, the feds had rented it out a month prior. Okay. But you know what fucks me up is with the niggas running up there, and he said that they ran up there with shotgun shells and was shooting blanks. I actually seen the real picture of Malcolm's wounds. There was some coming down from a fucking angle. But that one nigga in front that was off to the side kind of, that hit him with the blast, that's what tore him up right here. That was a shock. That was 20, that was a 12, that was 12 buck, I think. Blew a hole. I've seen the real pictures, y'all. And who protected that nigga until he died some years ago was the feds, remember? And them sorry ass fake Muslim niggas sitting over there in Newark talking about, nah, man, we can't say nothing, blah, 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 blah. You feel me? Malcolm X was betrayed by them very niggas that call themselves Fruit of Islam or Nation of Islam. The very same worthless niggas you see today. I mean, think about Dick Gregory. And they won't say a goddamn thing. You see how they silenced the one brother who was pushing that Africa shit, and he turned around and says, no, you are the original Americans. You are. And what they do with brother Muhammad, Khalid Muhammad, where's he at? Y'all think this is a fucking game. Then they have the fucking nerve to dress him up when they bury him in all that white robe and shit on his fucking head. The disrespect of all these monkey ass niggas. All right? the disrespect, the discourse. Like people supposed to stay stuck on stupid because some Zionist fucktard and his cronies say so. Everything's unsolved when the feds is dealing with it, ain't it? And it's funny how everybody just recently started realizing, okay, a Jew did create the Ku Klux Klan. You got all these dumb racists running around talking about, okay, well, anyway, because they're stupid. Just like the niggas who work with them. Somebody sent me this nasty ass porn shit, right? With this sister daughter. I don't know what the fuck. I didn't want to see it. I said, what is this? Oh, Red, just look at it. So I clicked on it. I said, I can't watch that shit. It's supposed to be some parody or whatever. Klan members and this dumb melanated woman. I don't care. I said, what am I supposed to get from that? What am I supposed to do with it? Right now, you have people talking about get prepared, this, that, and the other. And what you supposed to do? And what's all that rebel rousing? This is serious. Me talking about stuff. I'm not telling you to join up and go and fight and get a battalion to create. I'm saying you better learn what love is and you better learn how to ascend. You have been descending in the dissension for the longest time. If you're still holding on to crayon colors and all that other terminology, I just told this dude on Facebook with his black Canadian bullshit page. I did some research and found out exactly who the fuck's behind it. And I made a comment. What is all this black? I broke down its original meaning and its etymology and Canadians and talking about a woman from America come up there. I said majority of the Negroes up there, melanated, went up there after the lies and the wars and the destruction, coming from fucking 55 miles from Russia and everywhere else. The true history, and you're gonna call her African American. You one of these new age Zionist fucks. And I saw and I knew, and he's talking about, I don't understand. I wasn't yelling and screaming, boisterous as we are and everything else. I didn't have to have him analyze it. I made a statement that was very clear. And the fact that these fake Jews don't even know how to fucking lie right. They think they're fast talkers and they say something knowing they mean something else because they don't even have a straight tongue. They don't have a silver tongue. They don't have a golden tongue. Hell, they don't even have a Brian. They have a ragged, worthless ass, rusted iron tongue. Sickle and a hammer, think about it. Neither the long swords, not even the original swords that are only made by a handful of people in Japan, so-called Japan. But things that go boom, right? Can't make this shit up. So you saw who they said murdered him. I say they all partook in it. I say they all partook in it. The innocent ones locked up and everybody else. Somebody asked me, do you think boxing legend Muhammad Ali, he knew? Let me tell you something about Islam and the community. When somebody's about to be disenfranchised, y'all have other terms, unallowed. Everybody in a certain position of knowing, they know. Even Malcolm's trained to half Jew. Right? Looking like a Sammy himself. Sammy Davis, right? Dope fiend motherfucker, right? He was pissed off, but he was even told to be quiet. They even let his ass get the fuck out of here. Y'all think it's a game, don't you? And here you are, being the witness, like our people going overseas to fight in people's backyards with their hands kind of tied. Certain hit teams on certain aircraft you've never seen going in and getting rid of some of those people who come across them by accident. It was never about winning anything. It's about numbers. It's about seeking out some more people who can handle doing certain jobs. I mean, when did it end? We've had 22 suicides a day for how long? You think these numbers are grotesque? You don't know nothing. That's just from the veterans. From some of them, what they've seen, how they've been harassed, they've been threatened. You've had Delta Force, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs who have had sex changes, pararescue. Listen, y'all think this is a game? And here you motherfuckers sit there in them little Cornwalls and them Crohn's and everything. You think this is a game? And y'all can't even do a squat without busting your ass. Some of you can't wait to run out and get you some KFC and shit. Some of you probably sipping on that fucked up hooch, about to blaze that synthetic weed, because you don't give a fuck. That's not directly to you. That's going to be some that come in here. All right? They permit who gets to see these things. I'm not here doing no hookity bookity to bypass that. I don't care. That's their weakness. Because like I said, if it were me and I was sitting that high on a horse, I wouldn't give a fuck what you were saying, what you was doing. If I had everything locked and cinched, you think I'd be worried about some little knuckleheads talking about a whole bunch of shit that they're probably telling half the story wrong anyway? They need your energy, y'all. They feel like this. If they can't get the energy from you, they'll make some new ones, and there's still a lot of fear in them, and they'll rattle them and make sure that's all they know is fear. But what are y'all going to do? You ain't doing nothing. I'm tired of even saying that. I'm really tired of even saying it. She ain't going to do a goddamn thing. Silent weapons for quiet wars. We went back some ways. We went back quite a ways, actually. Behold the Pale Horse by Mr. William Carter. I hope y'all had your coffees and your teas. Excuse me. And all that good stuff this AM. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, let me read that again. Let me read that one more time for you. Excerpts from Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. Copy furnished by Mr. Tom Young, a fellow warrior in the cause of freedom. Excerpts printed word for word, exactly as discovered, with added comments by William Cooper, emphasis added by William Cooper. I figured I should read that again. The Illuminati's declaration of war on the people. Above title added by William Cooper. William Cooper's author's note. Read top secret documents that explain that silent weapons for quiet wars is a doctrine adopted by the policy committee of the Bilderberg Group, fake ass Jew Zionists, during its first known meeting in 1954. A copy found in 1969 was in the possession of naval intelligence. The following document, dated May 1979, was found on July 7, 1986, in an IBM copier that had been purchased at a surplus sale. Top Secret Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, an Introductory Programming Manual, Operations Research Technical Manual, TM Technical Manual, SW 7904 S7905 something. Welcome aboard. This publication marks the 25th anniversary of the Third World War, called the Quiet War, being conducted using subjective biological warfare fought with silent weapons. This book contains an introductory description of this war, its strategies, and its weaponry. May 1979, number 741120. Security. It is patently impossible to discuss social engineering or the automation of a society. For example, the engineering of social automation systems, in parentheses, silent weapons, and on a national or worldwide scale without implying extensive objectives of social control and destruction of human life. i.e., slavery and genocide. This manual in itself, an analog declaration of intent, such a writing must be secured from public scrutiny. Otherwise, it might be recognized as a technically formal declaration of domestic war to which you are involved in. Furthermore, whenever any person or group of persons in a position of great power and without full knowledge and consent of the public uses such knowledge and methodology for economic conquest, has nothing to do with economics, people. It must be understood that a state of domestic warfare exists between said person or group of persons and the public. Excuse me. The solution of today's problems requires an approach which is ruthlessly candid, with no agonizing over religious, moral, or cultural values. You have qualified for this project because of your ability to look at human society with cold objectivity. Cold objectivity, obscured, no emotions or feelings, right? And yet analyze and discuss your observations and conclusions with others of similar intellectual capacity without a loss of discretion or humility. Such virtues are exercised in your own best interests. Do not deviate and nor from them. William Cooper's author's note: all above emphasis are mine, as are those in the following two sections, and including bracketed additions throughout. I do recognize this document, based on the document's own admission, as a formal declaration of war by the Illuminati on the citizens of the United States of America. I acknowledge that a state of war exists and has existed between the citizens of the United States of America and the Illuminati aggressor based on this recognition. I present to you that the peaceful citizens of this nation are fully justified in taking whatever steps may be necessary, including violence, to identify, counterattack, and destroy the enemy. I base this statement on the God-given right of any peaceful people to defend themselves against attack and destruction by any enemy waging war against them. I cite the principles outlined in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States of America, and the fully recognized and acknowledged historical precedents that have served as the justification for destruction of tyrants. Why is it that any of you don't have no fighting? Per se, you think it's just the fluoride? Ah! Historical introduction. Silent weapon technology has evolved from operations research, OR, a strategic and tactical methodology developed under the military management of Eisenhower, remember, in England during World War II. The original purpose of operations research was to study the strategic and tactical problems of air and land, my apologies, defense, with the objective of effective, no apologies really, but yeah, use of limited military resources against foreign enemies, i.e., logistics. It was soon recognized by those in position of power, the Council of Foreign Relations, that the same methods might be useful for totally controlling a society, but better tools were necessary. Social engineering, and in parentheses, the analysis and automation of a society, requires the correlation of great amounts of constantly changing economic information, such as data. So a high-speed computerized data processing system was necessary, which could race ahead of the society and predict when society would arrive for capitulation. They're moving based on input from machines. Relay computers were too slow, but the electronic computer invented in 1946 by J. Preston Eckert and John W. Mauchly, which they didn't create shit, filled the bill. The next breakthrough was the development of the simplex method of linear programming in 1947 by the mathematician George B. Dantzig. And then in 1948, the transistor invented by J. Bearden, W. H. Breton, and W. Shockley promised great expansions of the computer field by reducing space and power requirements. With these three inventions under their direction, those in positions of power strongly suspected that it was possible for them to control the whole world with the push of a button. Immediately, the Rockefeller Foundation got in on the ground floor by making a 4-year grant to Harvard College, funding the Harvard Economic Research Project for the study of the structure of the American economy. 1 year later, in 1949, the United States Air Force joined in. So in 1952, the original grant period terminated, and a high-level meeting of the elite, Illuminati, was held to determine the next phase of social operations research. Now, the Harvard Project had been very fruitful, as is borne out by the publication of some of its results in 1953, suggesting the feasibility of economic or social engineering. Studies in the Structure of the American Economy, copyright 1953 by Wassily Leontoff, International Sciences Press, Inc., White Plains, New York. I just wanted to share that, and I appreciate y'all coming in. I'm going to shut it down, tone it down, and we'll come back and read. And have your family and your daughters and your mammies and everybody could be there. It's pretty messed up, right? It's not pretty. It's really messed up, you know. Yo, Dondry, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's happening? Grand Elevations, what's going on, man? I just hope y'all enjoyed that. I've been on for an hour and 18 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I'm gonna enjoy this apple here and finish the rest of this tea, which is about a quarter. Hey, look, man, do the research. I gave you a PDF you can download. I hope you can work it out. I've been reading it for a very long time. I'm not gonna read that to y'all. Okay, that's just a whole nother. And like I said, the book can be up very expensive. The original one, I think, is priceless. You can't even get it. But hey, have at your world. For those who come in who are indifferent, so what? For those who are seeking betterment of themselves, appreciate you and nothing but love and respect. I'm gonna get with y'all a little later. And I see a lot of people are sharing. I just wish, I would love to see a lot more people be involved. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all. Snoop, waiting on something, bro. And they all know the Cashapp. What is it's Friday? Is it Friday? What is wrong with y'all? Well, some people, there's a few people that's always helping. What's wrong with the rest of y'all? Are y'all on crack or something? Not yous who've been donating. The rest of you, are y'all on crack? Like, is it so hard to donate a few dollars to get this goddamn book? It is. I'm sitting there saying, we probably get the books this weekend, but we still have these little stagnant ass niggas who sit up there on their little fake ass chair and have a hard time donating a few fucking dollars. I'm gonna have to take some wrenches, man. I thought better of y'all. I was sitting there saying we'll probably order it tonight or maybe this weekend. I don't want to look, but when I go on this evening, and tomorrow's when I'm gonna look, I'll order tomorrow. If it's right, then I'll order the damn books. But if it ain't right, man, fuck, man, what's wrong? I just don't get it. I want to be at a place where I don't have to ask. This is sad. I would hate to see my son die and be like, look, my son passed away. I'm kind of on the cricks. We're also the feel. I'm not trying to reach out. I know what she'll do, but she knows I don't believe in doing that. But I'll reach out to my family and tribe. I'm buying the books. I've got tons of books up here too. So I just want to sit up here because it was getting a little too much down there with the 5G. Hitting 75 and 78, damn near 80. I was like, and I know about this stuff. I'm not so worried about it yet. It's not good. I know it's directed, but let's be family. I still donate to people's pages, y'all. I go on there. I'll be in there live. If I don't donate directly to the Cashapp, well, what I do is I hit them up, in the super chat. But if they got a Cashapp, I'll send 10, 20. Always. Or most of the time, you know what I'm saying? If I see it, sometimes I get in there and the damn conversations are good. I'm like, damn, I want to get in this conversation. I know somebody, but I don't, I respect everybody's place. Sometimes I don't even say nothing. I might say, yo, Alito Chumchukma or salute, That's about it. And sometimes I just go in there, hit the like, and I watch it through. And if they got ads, I watch it. I watch everything. It's a support. Anyway, let me get off. It seems like I'm just beating a dead horse in the head. My apologies. On the Reds, I think about all the guys that used to take the big mallet with the bold head, and the horses that were maned, they was slapping in the head. So I started going around with my 45, my 1911s, and I'd be like, somebody would call me, Red, somebody's got a horse over here by the gas station. Where at? Over in the field, 2 broken legs. I go over there and shoot it in the head, put it out his misery. We take a blanket, everybody cover it, I go under, but because, you know, why am I telling y'all this? It's like beating a dead horse in the head. Love y'all. See y'all in a few hours, okay? Well, around 3 or 4. All right? Mikey Cox. That's how y'all do it. It's new. That's how you do it. Appreciate it, baby. See y'all later.